It's Tony Celzo here. We're at the studio at the Bob. I've got a very special guest, Mickey Brooks, 2009 Rainmaker of the Year. Appreciate you, brother. Mickey has a change in his story. We're actually in the middle of a beta of a new business after 6 years now of being a Rainmaker.
5. Yeah, 5.
5 years. Mm-hmm. Mickey is literally probably the best person in this room at connecting other people. and I mean that as the greatest compliment. And now you've really taken that ability to connect and to identify resources and to see what a business needs to get to another level. And you've had somebody kind of pluck you out and help launch a new business. Right?
Yes.
And we were talking, and we really think there's a business there that you can replicate and do that more often with.
Right.
And the good news is you get to get this thing off on beta with a client already in the mix.
Correct.
So talk to me a little bit about what's going on with your world right now.
Well, I ran into an old friend I hadn't seen in a long time, who's a serial entrepreneur, I guess I'd say. He owns about 12 companies.
Know the type.
And he's not willing to sit around while his construction business is going in the tank.
Sure.
And decided to start some different businesses. And one of those he told me about is a software development business.
Okay. So from construction to software, an obvious
logical choice.
Yeah.
And he identified a problem that cost him a ton of money over the last 2 years, and set about putting a team of people together to fix it. I ran across me at a golf outing, told me a little bit about what he was doing. I went out, sat down, took a look at what he was doing. He didn't know it then, but I was going to own that business eventually.
Sure.
Because it's got a lot of legs.
Yeah.
And he hired me on a consulting basis to help him get started for 90 days.
Okay.
And we just signed a 1-year extension to that consulting contract.
Awesome. Now, so I think what's important in that conversation is, A, there was an entrepreneur there. B, he identified a pain that he had. It was strong enough a pain that he was willing to invest in the solution.
Right.
And that is where a lot of businesses start. And the gap there was that he was in construction, right?
Yes.
And he was launching a software business, and he needed to tap into resources he had no idea how to connect with.
Correct.
And because of your network and the people that you knew, you were able to get a lot of that done.
Right.
Now, so I mean, and you and I have been talking about this for quite some time, but I see one of the greatest assets that Rainmakers have that they may or may not realize that they have is that there are a lot of businesses at that higher level, the people that have become CEOs and have been in that role for more than 10 years, that have really lost connection with the entrepreneurial roots.
Right.
And so talk to me about what are some of the resources you've been able to bring to bear.
Well, once I found out the target market for the product, it was bankers.
Okay.
From Rainmakers from day one, one of my key strategic partners are bankers.
Sure.
So I've got 200 or 250 contacts in that market in central Indiana. And he immediately saw the ability to get in front of those people with this new product who would buy the product.
Amen.
And
always good to know who's buying.
That's correct. And secondly, I have experience in construction lending, which resolves a problem.
Okay.
And then third, I had 25-year technology sales background. So all those things were things he didn't have. He's never been in technology. He's never had to talk with bankers other than to borrow money or call them for why they weren't paying him.
Sure.
And he didn't have connections in the software world to do the development. And I had all those, some from previous experience, but some from Rainmakers, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
And all the people in Rainmakers. So.
Yeah. And then you also saw from your entrepreneurial background yourself a need for sales development, marketing development, and
product development.
And so you were able to plug in, provide those kind of inputs, really do 3 jobs for the cost of 1.
Yes.
And I know those keep some crazy hours, right?
Yeah. I mean, I basically started a new day job, and my mortgage business has become a night job.
Amen.
And my wife is handling all of that.
Awesome.
While I'm out doing this, I still get lots of referrals from Rainmakers on, mortgage advice, those kind of things. And that's still pumping along, still working while I get a chance to get this new thing going.
So we've got this thing, and I love naming stuff. I called it Mickey's Flight. I think, what do we call your? So I'm trying to sell him a website domain name that I own called Idecution, because I think ideas to execution. But I think what speaks to this is that when you have a network at the level and quality that you do, opportunities happen all the time.
Exactly.
And because of the work that you've done for your fellow, rainmaker, business owner, whatever you want to call it, you've got a lot of opportunity right now.
Yeah, we've actually incorporated 5 different Rainmakers into this new entity that are getting paid for services as we need them.
Sure.
And I see opportunity for a lot more, because one of the next things we're going to do is probably bring software development in-house, but we're outsourcing that now.
Yeah.
And you've already referred somebody to me. We've had a conversation about user interface work. So
Sure.
because you knew them, now I know them.
Well, and I appreciate the plug, but what I think is really powerful is that is really distilling down and the value that your new company is going to bring, and that is that how many owners of companies or entrepreneurs have an idea because of a pain. They have the money to get the thing to maybe a proof of concept level, but they need a guy like you to take it to the next level.
Or guys like me. There's more than me. But
well, I mean, I would make an argument that you're the only one out there, but and good and bad, right? So as a way to wrap, I mean, you're someone who's done this strategic relationship better than I have. And you're someone who has really built a network and a following and a tribe behind you. And what I think is so great is that we'll follow you anywhere you go.
Yeah.
And if getting you into this next business is the way the place we've got to take you, or we're going to help you go, I'm on board.
I knew that.
And I know there's about 1,700 other people that would be glad to help you get there too.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
All right, brother. You've been blessed.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.